We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show.
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hi.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about how much monthly income is right for you. You know, a lot of times Jill and I have real technical shows, like why Black Knight's new products are so awesome. And we can, a lot of times we don't have technical shows. This is a non-technical one. These are fun for me.
Exactly. I'm glad.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
I hate to tell you this. I'm not sure we're recording. Oh, it is. Sorry. You know, it's so funny. I can't see from we moved our screens around a little bit, and I usually see this little ticker going along, and I didn't see the ticker going along. I'm like, uh-oh. But we are in good shape. Thank you very much. Hey, it's Friday. Thank you for embracing the casual here. Okay, Joseph wrote, "Hi all. I have sent out a mailer recently and have received several responses. A lot of the interest I received has been for parcels that are completely wooded. The lots have been located inside smaller cities like less than 5,000 people, just by happenstance, so hunting on them would be out. My question is this: does anyone have an idea on how to spin a tale that could sell completely forested property, or is it even worth pursuing? I have not yet purchased any of them so far, but they're definitely in ideal locations. I would appreciate any advice anyone has on the subject." You know what? This sings to me.
Sings to me too.
It took me a while, Joseph, to get this it didn't take me a while, but I had to embrace this concept, and I think this is what's going on. Just because it's not your cup of tea doesn't mean it's somebody else's. I, early on, was shocked and amazed by the number of people that want really remote properties. And then I was shocked and amazed by people who want this kind of access. And then I was amazed by people who want this size and this whatever it is. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at all.
You are perceiving what you think might be a negative thing about a property is a positive thing to the right person. And all you have to do is properly convey whatever it is. Celebrate this, whatever attribute, and I mean every property has an attribute. There are properties out there that are so heavily wooded that someone's like, oh, I love it. I can have a little path and a hidden driveway and nobody knows I'm back there.
I fall into that group.
See, there you go. And there's other people like, no, I'm spending $1 million on this house. I want everybody who drives right by to see my $1 million plantation, whatever it is. I have properties that are in every possible part of, they've been cleared, they've not been cleared, they have a cliff, they don't have a cliff, you know, whatever it is. There's a few things that you want to always check the boxes and just make sure you're addressing. Those are the 5 A's that you know about, Joseph, which are, I'll state them just real quickly here. You know, access, attribute, acreage, affordability, and the new one we've added, which is alive. When you buy a property, make sure they can
sign the deed over.
Exactly. It's not going to be a nightmare getting it out of their name into your name, or the person who died 50 years ago into your name. So you want to address those things, but you can't assume and you can't think that someone's going to want it. There's probably a lot of people who would love this. You know, I think this would actually kind of sing to me. You mean I could be right in the heart of it all, but not feel like I'm in the heart of it all because my property's so wooded? Yippee-ki-yay.
I put this in here because the first time I read it, I chuckled to myself because you found rough diamonds. They just are uncut diamonds. You know, this is what I look for. When I send a mailer out, I want to be in cities that are smaller than 5,000. That's what Zoom cities are right now, and with lots of woods and great access. I mean, you nailed it. So I don't think you have to spin anything. I think all you got to do is buy it and smack a sign in front of it, and you're gonna laugh at how fast this stuff sells. Mm-hmm. You know, we've been out here. I've been out in I grew up in Michigan, so I love what forested property. I've been out here out to the west in the desert, some version of the desert since the early '90s. I'm tired of it. I want wooded property. I want what Jill said. I want a clear path back there, and nobody knows it's there. Mm-hmm. And so does everybody else. In a town of 5,000, less than 5,000 people, that's a dream. You just told a story.
It's true.
You know, one of the things that we teach about how to sell real estate is tell a story. Paint this little kind of little house on the prairie, Laura Ingalls story about how great life can be on a paid-for piece of property and with a small little cabin and you know,
throw a stream in there, and that's really his dream.
You inadvertently painted that picture.
Yeah.
And then said, but maybe I have to spin it. No, you don't have to spin it.
No.
Believe me, you're going to do great with this type of property. Yep. Start signing deeds, that's what I say. Today's topic, how much monthly income is right for you? This is the meat of the show. Jill, how much money is enough?
You know, it's funny. I've been thinking about this because we've been talking about where we're going to go next. Because as much as this is just living the dream right now in Southern California, in the, you know, with the expenses, I don't, you know, that's a really good question. I'm trying to think if I can put a dollar amount on it, and I bet I could. It's really about the lifestyle for me. So. Well,
okay. This is so much fun for me.
Uh-oh.
This is like
we're family counseling.
Family meeting, yeah.
Yeah.
You have control. I mean, I don't believe that spending more money is a better life.
I concur.
I don't believe that, so.
I concur. Saving money is a better life.
It's fun for me to save money too.
Yeah.
I think that $20,000 a month, if you can't live, if your house is paid, you don't have any personal real estate costs. If you can't live on $20,000 a month, something's really wrong. And if you can't live on 10, as a family, 20, maybe just two people on 10, something's really wrong.
So 20 is a family, 10 for two people?
Yeah, especially because you got with little kids and education, and there's some other stuff that goes on. College, you got to save for all of that. Mm-hmm. But no, $10,000 a month with paid for real estate. What are you going to spend that on? Mm-hmm. Food's probably $1,000.
Not traveling a lot right now.
It's total insurance costs with, you know, a couple of cars and health insurance.
Couple thousand
a month.
Yeah.
So after tax, $10,000 a month with real estate paid for. You know, now we haven't spent fixed costs. Haven't spent $3,000 or $4,000 a month. Mm-hmm. And then if you're saving $5,000 for a rainy day every single month, $10,000 should do it. Mm-hmm. $10,000's always been the number in my head. You know, we spend way more than that in this stupid Los Angeles area that we live in, and that's our own fault.
It's true.
And I don't think that translates into any much better lifestyle. I think that it was fun for a while, but...
Uh-oh. He's using this to drop a bomb on me now.
Not at all.
Okay.
I'm not at all. You know, I've had a blast here, past tense. And I'm having fun, too. It's just, you know, I think... it's real easy to get wrapped up in your own little world and then not see any reality. And that's one of the reasons that you have that I'm in a relationship. So, you know, your partner can tell you really don't need to make $50,000 a month.
Yeah.
And there's two people in a relationship.
Or if you're killing yourself to do it, kind of thing.
Right.
That's
really bad.
That's the point that I'd like to make. When you figure out what's right for you and your family, you don't need to kill yourself proving something else, because then it's not going to be, no one's going to have any fun. And you need you need to be enjoying this. So I know there's people right now listening, they're like laughing at us going, I can live on $3,000 a month. You guys are nuts.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm sure of it too. And you know what? You're right. You are correct. So whatever the number is, it doesn't matter. Are you getting what you want out of it? There's a lot of people in our group, a ton of people here at Land Academy, which always amazes me, that want no part of being on the forefront of anything, being known for anything. They are happily, quietly doing a small amount of deals at the prices that make sense to them. They just don't want to work that hard, and they love it. I know there's people doing a deal a week average, making a good living, and their
deal a
house is
week?
paid for. Seriously, yeah. And house is paid for. They don't have to work that hard, and everybody's doing great. And I think that's awesome.
I mean, go ahead.
No.
A deal a week, you should be making $50,000 a month.
But
minimum.
but again, what if you don't want to? You may not want to. That's okay. There's
Jill, I'm not.
okay.
Where is this coming from?
Well, because
Yeah, I'm
I
the
feel
one
like
who's
you
plugging
keep
10 grand.
I know. I feel like you keep pushing the number higher, and I don't
No,
think it
I'm
needs
not.
to be higher.
I'm pushing it
'Cause-
lower.
Because
I think a
want-
deal a month. You should, if you do one deal a month and you make it count, you should be all set.
I think if it were me and I was by myself, okay, let's just not, but say I was the breadwinner, okay, and it was me, and I'm, I want to do a deal a week because I'm helping my kids with school, I'm enjoying my life, I get to go, take my motorcycle out, do whatever I want to do, take my horse out, then I think a deal a week's great. And let's just say I make, $5,000 a week. I think that ties into your thing. That's easy.
We're saying the exact same thing.
Okay.
I'm not pushing it higher.
Okay.
I think it depends on where you are in your life. But that's what the title of this is. How much is right for you?
Right.
We have, I would think, the people that I know in our group, especially the ones in the advanced group, they're not even looking at how much money they're making anymore at all.
No.
They're focusing on the machine and what comes in that month.
That's true.
Once you get to a point where you realize this works and it works for you and you've worked the kinks out for you and it's in an LLC and you're
You have a
now
system.
taking a salary.
Right.
Jill and I live on our salaries. We don't live on, and then we just keep piling money on top of it. And, what doesn't pay our salaries and our staff and all that stuff goes into the bank.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, now I don't look at that anymore at all. I look at the number of deals we're doing. I look for any like kinks.
Right.
Like, did something go wrong last month? That's all it becomes. So it's not, after about 2 years of this, it's not even about how much money. When you're in the beginning, though, it really matters.
Right. It does. But yeah, you reach a point where you're like, now it's not about that. I always remember, I remember learning somebody a long time ago when they first started in Land Academy, it was a tough time in their family and their career. And all they could think about was, now we're ahead 1 month of our bills. And now we're ahead 6 months
That's
of our
a very
bills.
valid concern.
And now we're ahead 12 months on our bills, which is really kind of cool. That's how they gauged their career and their bank balance and everything like that. And I thought that was good. They didn't change what they made every month or what they were going to spend every month. They looked at like, wow, we have 2 years worth of living expenses in the bank.
That's super healthy.
So it is. And so you get to a point, if that sings to you and you think like that, that's such a great thing. And that after 3 years, you're like, well, I got this.
You know what? Let's talk about that for a second.
Now you don't think about it.
Everybody runs their house different. And or their companies or their relationship or whatever. I don't look at, you can look at real estate statistics like that too. Like, I don't look at available inventory. There's a statistic out there that some people just love. Like, what's a monthly supply of houses? In relation to demand, it's always 1.2 or 1.7 months of available inventory. And I've never understood that and don't care.
Me too.
Do you care about that?
No, I don't.
It's just-
I don't get that statistic
Some
either.
people
I'm
just
like,
hang
I
their
don't care
hat on that.
because I'm going to make a deal. I'll
And
make
so-
a deal where there is none. Watch me.
So this person, right, me too. I'll create my own market.
yeah, I don't care.
So this person that Jill's talking about, I have, total respect for them, and it's great that they see it that way. I just don't. I don't see months of
No, I don't.
on-hand cash.
Right.
What I look for, and my whole point in explaining all this, or just talking about it, is as long as whoever you are, listener, that you have some version of this, you're going to do great. Whatever that makes sense to you. So for that person, it's months on hand of expenses. What I look for is, can I get out of a financial situation if I need to, and how many fallbacks do I have? Do I have two paid for houses somewhere? Maybe I'm renting them out and I kick the tenant out and I live there if something really goes sideways. Or, so I've kind of built safety nets or fallbacks for us. Mm-hmm. And so, after the fifth or sixth safety net of things that could go wrong, you're going to be okay. Like you have enough money to live on for the rest of your life. It's kind of where we are now. We have paid for real estate everywhere. We have easily enough money to live on for the rest of our lives, easily. And so it's like, all right, it's not a monthly income, but everybody starts in the same place. And I started, long before I met Jill. I'm like, how much does it cost to live? And I'm going to do two things: raise my monthly income to get there and reduce my expenses to get there. And once you can figure that out, or whatever that means to you, that's the definition, by the way, of being a responsible person.
I hate being a responsible person.
That's why you have me.
I
know. And you know what? That's what I love about you. Among the many things I love about you, I love that you're
I want to be the goof off.
You're nuts, man. I have a blast with you, Jill.
Thank you.
I'm
Same
serious.
here. Thank you very much. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. You can find us right here on the Land Academy Show.
Join us next week for another interesting episode, because you are not alone in your real estate ambition.
You know how to let your hair down too.
Oh, yeah.
So don't.
But I'll tell you, it's hard to do that.
Yeah, don't be fooled, listener. He's can go crazy too.
It's hard to do that. It's always been hard for me to do that when the work's not done. Everybody needs to blow steam off, but the more safety nets that are in place, or however you define that for yourself, the easier it is to just say, yeah, I might not work today.
Yeah.
or it's 3:00. Usually I'd work till 7. I'm done at 3.
Yeah. I've witnessed that a bit lately. Just a bit.
You know why? Because we're killing it. That's the reason.
I know.
I have never seen a real estate market.
You know what's funny? It's funny. When I let my hair down, I can go nuts. But for a lot of the time, I can't. If I'm home, I'm focused. I feel like I should be working. And really getting ahead. So then when I really do go nuts, I don't have to think about it. I earned it. I know I earned it.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Exactly.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope you find our content valuable, and we do appreciate your support. If you have not, please get on over to our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the type of content you're here for. Hitting the like button on your favorite episodes helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.
We are Steve and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.